Hello everyone. In this presentation, I am explaining the general characters of bacteroids. The presentation includes the introduction, general features and significance. Introduction is about the classification of bacteroids. The bacteroids they belong to the domain Bacteria and belong to the phylum Bacteroidetes, class Bacteroideae, order Bacteroideales, family Bacteroideaceae, genus Bacteroideae. The phylum Bacteroidetes contains three classes. They are bacteroids, Flavobacteria and Sphingobacteria. The phylum contains the organisms which are of terrestrial and marine environments, and they can contribute to the sewage treatment process in the sewage treatment plants. This phylum Bacteroidetes contains the organisms. They show the chemoheterotrophic mode of nutrition that could lead to the production of mixture of organic acids as a fermentation products. And the genera is about the bacteroid. This is a diverse, and this genera is closely related to the phylum Chlorobiae. Why Chlorobiae means? Chlorobiae is the members of Chlorobiae are also the obligate anaerobic organisms. Coming to the habitat, they are the important constituents of the normal flora in the human intestinal tract and in the rumen of the ruminants, and they could lead to the infections, the opportunistic human pathogens, and that means they could lead to though they are the part of the normal flora, but could lead to the opportunistic infections, and they are resistant to the variety of antibiotics that includes the beta lactam group. These group can produce the beta lactamases, so that gives the resistant property to this group of bacteria and even aminoglycosides. And this is one of the important organism that is present in the human fecus, and they are the almost 30% of the bacteria are the members of the genus Bacteroides. So they could contribute the significant portion of the fecal population as an alternative fecal indicator organism. The fecal indicator organisms are those organisms whose presence indicates the contamination with the fecus. And the main features of this bacteroids include they are the gram negative and they are obligately anaerobic bacilli, and the DNA based composition that includes the G plus C content, guanine cytosine content is about in between that 40 to 48%. The shape here they are present as a bacilli and cocobacilli. They are even pleomorphic. The size ranges from 0.5 to 1.5 micrometers wide and 2 to 6 micrometers long. They are non-motile except that is bacteroids, Polypragmatis and Xylinolyticus, which are motile, and Bacteroides fragilis contains capsule. Remaining members are the non-capsulated, they do not possess any capsule, and these organisms they do not produce spores, so they are called as a non-spore forming organisms. Bacteroid fragilis is the common species that is involved in the human infections, human diseases. And the picture is about the Bacteroides fragilis, which is showing the bacillus in form gram negative bacilli. The cell structure, as they are gram negative, they possess the outer membrane outside the peptidoglycan layer, and they contain the cytoplasmic membrane. The membranes contain the lipids. Bacterial cell membranes contains the phospholipids. Here the bacteroids membranes they contain the sphingolipids, and even they contain the mesodiaminopimelic acid. In the cell wall there is a tetrapeptide chain. In the tetrapeptide chain the third amino acid is here, the mesodiaminopimelic acid in the peptidoglycan layer. As they are the anaerobic organism, they show the anaerobic respiration. In the process of anaerobic respiration, these organisms they produce a variety of organic acids that include the acetic acid, isovaleric acid and succinic acid as a product. As they are the important constituents of the human intestine, they are involved in the main metabolic activities of the colon, and where they could ferment the carbohydrates, and they could utilize the nitrogenous substances and even could to transform the bile acids and the steroids. They are the part of the intestinal bacteria, they are the saccharolytic, obtain the carbon and energy by the hydrolysis of carbohydrate molecules. Coming to the cultural characteristics, they are obligate anaerobic organisms. So, blood agar with the kanamycin, neomycin is a selective for the culturing. Bacteroides fragilis, here on this selective medium it produces a non-hemolytic colony, and whereas melanogenicus it produces a black brown hemolytic colony. On the blood agar, the organisms they show the lysis of the red bloods, that what we call it as a hemolysis. So, the hemolysis it may be of alpha hemolysis, or it may be of beta hemolysis or gamma hemolysis. So, based on the lytic nature, they produce either the non-hemolytic grey colony by the Bacteroides fragilis and hemolytic colony by the Bacteroides melanogenicus. And even other medium, that is Bacteroides bile esquilin agar, is also used, that contains an esquilin as a component, that could be hydrolyzed by this organism and produce a colony that is surrounded by a dark color zone. So, these two are the medium used for the cultivation of the organisms. Coming to the classification of these bacteroids, bacteroids contains two groups. They are the Bacteroides fragilis is one group, and another second one is the Bacteroides melanogenicus. Bacteroides fragilis are the commensals of gastrointestinal tract, and Bacteroid melanogenicus group are the normal flora of upper respiratory tract, gastrointestinal tract and vagina. Coming to the importance of this group of bacteria is one of the important organism in this bacteroids is the Bacteroides ruminicola. This is a major component in the rumen flora, where it would help in the digestion of the cellulose. It can ferment the starch, it can ferment other carbohydrates like starch, pectin and many other carbohydrates. Bacteroids group have the ability to degrade the complex carbohydrates like cellulose, and as mentioned, the 30% of the human fecus contains the members of this bacteroid. So, bacteroids, the role is they could stimulate the gut lining and could produce the fucosylated glycans, and even the importance here it is they could improve the absorption of the nutrients, and even when they could stimulate the angiogenesis in the newborns, and the presence of this bacteria in the gut enhances the uptake of the nutrients. So, they have a beneficial relationship with the host as long as they are present in the gut lumen. If they are dislocated or else breached, then they could lead to the diseases. If they displace from the normal place of habitat, they could lead to the intestinal diseases that could range from the central nervous system to the skeletal system. With the mode of transmission here, it is the displacement of the normal habitat, and even any intestinal diseases and any surgeries, appendicite, ruptured appendix, they could lead to the diseases. And infection occurs when the colon wall is breached, and if they enter into the peritoneal cavity, then they could lead to the infections and formation of abscess. The abscess, they can be through all over the body of CNS, that includes CNS, head, neck, chest, etc. And the virulence factors of these bacteroids includes the capsule in Bacteroides fragilis, where it could help in the attachment and that resist the phagocytosis process. Phagocytosis is a defense process exhibited by the host in response to any infection, and other non-specific mechanisms of immune defense includes the complement mediated lysis. So, the presence of capsule in these organisms, they give the property of resistance to the phagocytosis and complement mediated lysis that could help in formation of the abscess. Another structures that could act as virulence are the fimbriae and short chain fatty acids enzymes. They are helpful in the attachment, and even the enzymes give the protection from the oxygen toxicity because they are obligately anaerobic organisms. The infection process of this bacteroids includes in the abdominal infection, it includes whenever there is a disruption in the intestinal wall, This bacterial flora, they infiltrate the cavity. First, the predominant organisms are the aerobic organisms like E. coli. They cause the destruction of the tissue, and where they could lead to the reduction of the oxidation reduction potential of the oxygenated tissue. That is low oxidation reduction potential. It favors the anaerobic growth of like bacteroids. These bacteroids now predominate and they multiply and they cause the infection. Even the infections include the diarrhea, abscess, meningitis. Even it could cause meningitis in the children. The clinical effects include the pathogen contains the capsule which is having the antiphagocytic nature. It results in the formation of abscess. Surgery and other trauma, they can enhance the problem because they disrupt the abscess that help the endogenous, that means the spreading of the organisms into the bloodstream. Once the pathogen enters into the bloodstream, then it could release the enzymes. Those enzymes, they destroy the host cells and finally lead to the infections like genitourinary tract infections. Bacteremia is the condition that could arise when the bacteria enters into the bloodstream. Meningitis, inflammation of the meninges, and even skin soft tissue infections, upper respiratory infections they could cause. Bacteroides fragilis is a common anaerobic pathogen. It is generally found in the abdominal, pelvic, pulmonary and blood infections. On the whole, the bacteroid group or the organisms, anaerobic organisms that are beneficial to the host, but when they displace from the normal habitat, they could lead to the formation of the abscess, and that could lead to the formation of infections in the organs. Summarizing the content as they are the obligately anaerobic organisms. They are gram negative, possess the cell membrane with the sphingolipids and the cell wall that is made up of with a peptidoglycan that contains a mesodiaminopimelic acid in the tetrapeptide chain, that is in the third position. Important constituents of the normal flora, particularly in the gut lining, they are saccharolytic, that they could utilize the complex carbohydrates and they could digest the cellulose, pectin, starch, etc., and have the base DNA base composition of 40 to 48%, and these group of bacteria, they use the enzymes of the hexose monophosphate shunt or the pentose phosphate pathway. The membranes, they contain the mixture of long chain fatty acids. Today's topic is the important points are they are gram negative, obligately anaerobic and pleomorphic. They are saccharolytic and even they contain the enzymes of HMP pathway. DNA GC content is 40 to 48% and they contain the sphingolipids. The membranes contain the sphingolipids. This is about the general characters of bacteroids. Thank you for watching.